Hello everybody, welcome to Whole and Healthy Kitchen. My name is Brittany Shawley, and today I wanted to teach you the how and the why of dicing and caramelizing an onion. Yes, this is a very, very important step. Why? Well, it is really important to dice your onion as small and as fine as possible so that all of the big chunks can break down and the natural sugars inside the onion kind of leak out, and it allows the onion to become caramelized and soft and delicious. And I find that the caramelized onion is where I put all of my spices in. So whether I'm making a soup, whether I'm making a pasta sauce, whether I'm making a stir fry, whether I'm making topping for eggs, whether I am going to be putting it in a salad, no matter what it is that I'm going to do with my caramelized onion, put it in a wrap. No matter what I'm gonna do, put it on pizza. No matter what I'm going to do, I spice the onion. Okay, so that is step number one of extreme importance as to why you want to dice and caramelize your onion, is because of the flavor profiling that it brings to your meal. You will notice that when you spice your onion, as in chop it up, dice it, put in the onion with olive oil or grapeseed oil or coconut oil or avocado oil, and you let it cook down for a good 7 minutes. At the end of it, it will become a little bit like mush and definitely more caramelized. And when you add your flavoring into that, what happens is when you add your water for the soup or whatnot, it's going to just fill the whole container with delicious, amazing, perfectly combined taste. So that's what I want for us all. So I'm going to show you the process of how we go through cutting an onion. And first, a lot of the time what I will do is I will take my sharpener, okay? And I'm just gonna go like this a few times because the skin of the onion can be really tough. And so then what I do is I literally just slice it from the bottom to the top in one straight line. And so now we have two pieces. Voila! And then I'm going to take the oniony side and put it flat on the cutting board. I chop the top off. And then all my little pieces I like to put into a bowl. And then that just keeps my work area clean, especially for onions. There's so many layers. So I generally take off the top little layer, pull off any leftover little skinny. And you could use any onions you want. We always just get white onions, but you can use sweet onions. You can use whatever onions you want. And so the first thing that I do is I make one slice at the bottom here. And we do another slice in the middle, so we have two that are going from front to back. And then I go in the opposite direction. So now I put the front of my knife at the back end of my onion, and I slice forward. And so this is how we're going to get those really small pieces. Okay, and so now I turn it sideways, and I'm just going to dice like this. Oh yeah, sometimes the onions fly everywhere, and that's totally okay. You keep those fingers out of the way. And then look at all that diced and fine onions. See that there? Oh yeah, they're all like exactly the same size. If there's a few that aren't, you can just do those separately. Voila. So I'm gonna do it one more time just to make sure you see what I'm doing properly. So I'm gonna push those to the side. Go over here actually, just like that. And so again, we put the onion flat side down. We cut off the top. That's where the hardest part is. The skin sometimes. And then we peel the skin off. And then we keep it flat. And we take our knife this way, right? Flat, horizontal. And we go all the way down to the pit of it. All the way down. And then now we go on top. So now we go vertical. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 slices, and now we go this way to get those small diced pieces. Okay, so I take all the big chunks away. Da 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 da. one more slice there. And so look, now we've got this really diced fine onion. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss the onion into the pan with a little bit of oil. Generally avocado oil or grapeseed or coconut oil are the main ones that I use for cooking. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like in about 3 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like at 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like at 10 minutes. And that's the point when we start to add the spices. So for now, I'll see you when this is a little bit more cooked. Friends, so this is our caramelized onions at about 3 minutes. You can kind of see here that they're definitely getting nice and hot and bubbly under there, but there's no color to them yet. They haven't shrunk or anything yet. There's still lots of time to go. So what I'm going to do at this point, since it's hot and bubbly, I'm going to turn it right down to a minimum. I just put it down to like a minimum there. And then we will come back and show you the rest of these when the 5-minute mark hits. Okay, my friends, here is about the 5-minute mark. As you can see here, I've definitely turned it low from last time. So you can start to see that it's changing color a little bit. The onions are starting to get a little bit translucent. You can see that the corners of some of these onions are getting a wee little bit brown, and then the onions are getting a little bit smaller. So it's definitely what we're looking for. We're going to keep this going for maybe another 4 minutes or so. So I'm going to show you what it looks like at the 10-minute mark. Okay friends, so this has been about 7 minutes. You can see that's definitely getting more caramelized underneath. And generally at this point, what I do is I add some soy sauce to give it some good caramelization. So let me go grab my soy sauce and I'll show you that. Okay guys, so like I mentioned before, caramelizing our onions is so very important because that's where we put all our flavor that will then go into all our dishes. So I wanted to show you the caramelizing agent that I always use, and it's this here. It's called Bragg's liquid soy seasoning. All natural, okay? And so there's also ones that are called Tamari, which is a really good one. But these ones are my favorite because they're light. They're light soy sauce. They're not like a dark Kikkoman or something. And so I would prefer the light flavor, the natural flavor. And I use it so often that it's so very worth it. And so I'll just mix this around. You can see the dark kind of caramelized colors underneath there. And then I'll leave this for about 2 minutes. And then these onions are basically at the perfect spot to start adding whatever we want. If I'm doing Indian, I'll definitely do some turmeric. I'll generally do like 1 or 2 teaspoons of turmeric. I'll do half a teaspoon of cumin, about a teaspoon of coriander, some pepper, even some ginger and some garlic. Put that all together, and then that could be the basis for like a rice pilaf or a curry or a chickpea masala or a pasta or whatever you want. So I'll show this to you again in another 1.5 minutes, and that'll be it for the caramelized onions. So look at that, 3 minutes has gone by since the since the soy sauce was put in there, and so now it's become caramelized. See all those brown edges and stuff? That's exactly what you want. And so now is the time that you would add all of your spices. Yay!